Hi, Humphrey. I was just AFK for a sec. Yeah, I was saying to Ernest that I'm a little bummed out today, so that is why I decided to stream again.
You're mostly down.
That's just fine. That's not me. Soldier behind you.
Welcome back, Josh.
I'll see Doug, right? Yeah, you did. Where are you?
Do I want to talk about it? If I start talking about it, I'll get upset, and then I'll feel stupid about it because it shouldn't make me upset. No, it's just like a friend of mine was not very nice, in my opinion, and it made me kind of sad.
Good job. Easy.
You can't eat Pringles anymore. All I'm good for in 5CP is backcapping. I can make it the fastest game in the West with my backcaps, but the rest of it is more of a challenge.
Not a worthless.
A lot of emojis.
Alert. The control point is being captured. Alert. The control
Yes, Ernest, don't judge me. I can't help my feelings sometimes.
Was I over you before?
Don't worry, I don't have a ton of asshole friends.
I guess I must have been.
Just like one or two.
Very eager to body shop.
You and the other guy. Just kidding.
It's the right move.
Better than a spy around here somewhere.
Spy scout.
I mean, they've done this like a couple times. And it's very frustrating that it like bothers me as much every time.
I think I'm gonna
Ernest, be a
take,
good friend.
I'm gonna take X that.
Or no, Ernest has been fun.
Lots of second.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. You were the second asshole.
Roll up is trapped.
I died to afterburn with one tick before I ate my sandwich.
You got a track record.
Yeah,
I mean, some of my really close friends I've fallen out with at different points, obviously. That's like a normal part of being friends with someone.
Today,
There's a few people I removed, as you know, Ernest,
Oxygen Esports.
that like maybe really hurt me at one point. Or like even accidentally hurt me. And I've done that to other people too, of course. That I'm like really good friends with now, and I've been friends with them for years, so.
Safely go to support his team because I'm blocking the hallway.
No, you have never done anything that has upset me, Humphrey. Except for false reporting me one time. JK. Hi, A1. I don't know you, A1. Hi, Gary. I'm so nice to A1.
Oh, I just made them waste quick fix. Let's go. I flanked and killed their demo and made the medic panic.
That spy's still alive.
the final control point is being captured.
Yeah, it's just hard. It's like when you have like a case where I have to be careful what I say because I don't want to get upset. But just like a case where you feel like you've tried everything you can and like tried to be like super good with communication and stuff, and it still doesn't work out. It's sad. Ernest, when do you need to be the asshole? But yeah. Oh dang, a scary text game? How can a text game be scary? Jump scary. Yeah, that's interesting. I remember years ago I went to see this music is not helping my mood. I need to change it in a sec.
Yeah, I like water.
It's kind of chill, but it's also kind of sad. Years ago I went to see a play called The Woman in Black. They made a movie of it after, but it was like a horror play, and I was like, how can a play be horror? How is it gonna be scary? But it actually was really good. It was better than the movie, I would say, seeing the play. They did some cool like lighting tricks and stuff, and like at one point the Woman in Black showed up in the audience. It was really cool, with like a spotlight on her all of a sudden, like a jump scare, an IRL jump scare. Put on the Killers? No. I don't know. Maybe I'm being like a little self-indulgent in my sadness right now. Yeah, this is actually just a playlist or a video actually. It was just on my YouTube recommended. It was called, what is it called? Classical music, but it's lo-fi. And I was like intrigued. Because I don't like listening to classical music particularly, though I would have played a lot growing up because I played a couple instruments. But I thought lo-fi might make it more jazzy. It is a little jazzier. You're always sad. Hey, on. Yeah, I don't know. Ugh, it's just so annoying.
Why are you banana-ing? You have a quick fix beam.
It was text but some visuals too, like we're sitting in front of a desk and suddenly light exploded. Oh, dang. I might want to check that out. It's like anime and Leah loves anime. I do not watch anime, Humphrey. Like, I can't even tell you what the last anime thing I watched was. Probably some Netflix movie. Though a lot of those are pretty bad. I haven't watched a Netflix show since like probably the first season of Attack on, or an anime show since like the first season of Attack on Titan or something. That was probably the most recent anime show I've watched. I do still like these Studio Ghibli movies and stuff like that though. We have all of them on DVD. Me and my brother collected them because we used to watch them together when we were growing up. Stories Untold? Oh, cool. I'll have to check it out. Thanks for letting me know, Carrie. Can't be sad at something you expected. Yes, I can! I don't know, I thought it would be different. It's been a while. I thought maybe, you know, people changed. I also thought I would be able to handle it better in terms of like how I behaved and not make things more complicated, but yeah. Which I think I did, but I don't think it made any difference anyway. Unfortunately. I don't know, it's just gonna annoy me for a little while. And then I'll get over it, I'm sure.
They're heavy, that works.
Favorite Ghibli film is Princess Mononoke. It has the best action. I think people change. I mean, I've seen people at least change parts of their behaviors. I mean, obviously I think people change. That's my job. Well, it's not my job to change people, but it's my job to help facilitate change. Posted link in video games. Oh, thank you. Princess Mononoke is one of my favorites too, but my favorite is probably Howl's Moving Castle. My favorite overall is maybe, have you seen The Girl Who Leapt Through Time? It's not a Ghibli one, it's just a different one. It's really good.
I have quick fix if y'all are ready. Whoa. Someone
Just like so frustrating. Sometimes you literally just want to like shake the other person and be like, can you not just do this one stupid thing to ruin everything? Please and thank you.
get out there and kill those.
I don't know. It's just so frustrating when you try to be like understanding and considerate and patient and all of those things and like try to be clear. It's just like
Soldier medic.
sorry, I'm being nihilist right now.
With a scout.
You watching Howl's Moving Castle? I don't know. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, to be honest. It isn't like crazy, the one John's rule. I can't live by a one John's rule, Ernest. I'm sorry.
Get
I have a mentor type therapist.
Push for
So-
second if you can.
When you're a therapist, you have like usually an older therapist that you talk to about cases and also your own like well-being essentially. And I have one of those, but then I also have my old professor from university who I really liked his approaches and stuff, and I think he's a really good therapist, so I wanted to like,
Someone is over. Yep.
I don't do like monthly supervision with him, but I just kind of like, I text him every once in a while to like talk about stuff, whether it's
If I get quick fix, that'd be
my stuff or like case related stuff basically.
Uber, go, go, go. I don't know who it's on.
And I don't know, he's very much of like,
Yep, sentry's down.
so
Nice.
I think a few people know by now that like my family is not the best, and I mean some people in it are obviously, but
There's a sniper at cafe.
even with my dad, who is like a pretty terrible person in my opinion,
Are fucked up.
he will still be like, okay, well it's good to always like keep an open mind and not like cut people off completely and stuff. And I think I basically agree with that, like even when it comes to my dad, which I won't go into detail on. Still, if at some way he came to me and like changed and stuff, then I think that's significant, and I never really like shut people off completely. Even people like online who have been like, oh, nothing but horrible to me. Sometimes I've encountered them years later and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, I was like really dumb and young and immature then and I was kind of a dick to you, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's like genuinely really cool that people can change in that way and reflect on that. And I don't like hold any grudges for stuff, because especially when people are young. Yeah, it's true.
They're trying to Uber a
Yeah, that's what he said too, actually, was something like people really change through like experiences of like pain and grief are the biggest like changers. And yeah, I guess maybe.
Whoa, I'm on fire. Ready, Heavy? Okay, that was my
No, by those people I mean like it would have been people in like competitive who would have like called me like
True.
horrible names, or like
I mean, we're
one guy made like a hate group for me, and like it was really fucked up. It like had some weird like sex story about me and another like mod on this lobby site, and it was very vulgar and gross, and obviously not the kind of thing I like. And years later he was like, yeah, I'm really sorry I made that group, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, that's cool.
I'm just rushing on point.
cap second.
I got the group taken down anyway, so you know.
Just stay on the point. We got this. We can do it.
Ugh.
We can do it. I trust you.
They're mostly down. Just be on second.
I wish more people tried to talk it out rather than have grudges. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk to people about stuff, you know, you have to be pretty vulnerable, I guess.
Proud of this.
Some people aren't
Outrun to mid.
comfortable being vulnerable or aren't willing to be vulnerable, and then you kind of just have to be like, okay, well, that's like something they can't do right now, and it sucks, but just kind of have to accept it and not like take it on yourself. But you can see, the thing is, you that can all be true, but like you still feel sad that it is the way it is.
Spy and joke. Hard joke.
You know when I'm feeling better, by the way, I'm gonna like think back on this and I'm gonna cringe at myself. That's the cycle.
Spy checking with the extinguisher.
I don't know. I guess like, I don't know. I never thought I was like particularly emotional. I mean, I know I'm quite passionate about things. I have a lot of fun with people, I think. And in the same way I can get like really upset too, I guess.
Still playing against.
I don't think I get very angry, but maybe I experience things on like a...
You'll find out.
Yeah, I'm noticing.
I'm not trying to sound pretentious. I'm just saying like, because it's not always a good thing. I just think I feel things very strongly.
Exclusive.
And it's like both a good and a bad.
Understandable.
Yeah, I figured this would probably be.
Sometimes a little tricky to manage.
Yeah, these servers are great. I love these servers.
Yeah, I mean, I hate it too, but even with that stuff, I try to see it from like a... I think I kind of have to, from like a therapy background.
Server side.
I don't know, I guess you can like... You don't necessarily have to see it this way, because people see it.
Hey, Crank
therapists have different views on this too, but like, I don't know, if someone's manipulative, if someone's like kind of horrible, in my head I'm like, well, what happened to them that they operate that way or that they think that way? Unless they have like literally like a disorder. But even if they have a disorder, a lot of times that can be like environmentally involved as well.
On 'em and then switch.
And so like when I start thinking about it like that, then well, let me put this back to the start. Okay. Well, it just, I don't know, sometimes it's helpful because it's helpful to maybe think when you try to see where the other person's coming from, you can be like, well, that's their thing, it's not to do with me.
No one to pop.
And they can make it less personal in that sense. But then sometimes also, yeah, you gotta like make sure you're looking out for yourself and not. Yeah, obviously I got quite hurt, so you need to make sure.
Yes.
I don't know, it's hard. It's hard balancing it.
Although I said to you,
I know.
I guess I was.
But like in this case, it had been a couple years, I was like, I honestly thought maybe like the person was like older and wiser, essentially. But
Maybe they're just pushing in, period. Because there's.
or it could like at least be managed a little bit better. Because like no friendship is like perfect, obviously. It's like what you can manage or figure out. It's a feeling stream today. Yeah, I don't normally like doing those, but I wanted to stream because I was just feeling pretty meh.
Mouse. Ew.
But I'm also like streaming while feeling meh, so kind of hard not to talk a little bit about it.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Sylvian. But is such a good word. Almost as good as schnuh, which is spelled S-C-H-N-U-H.
Oh, you mean in game?
Do I forgive Kanye West?
Just having a
I mean, Kanye West, I can't even begin to like understand the mind of someone like that. He's like super famous, has like bipolar disorder and maybe some other stuff.
That's basically the ratio I'm headed towards at this point.
If you play DBD, you're gonna feel worse. I considered playing DBD today after Bramble, but
It's like, it feels like you're what's his
sometimes you just think of DBD and all you can think is, ugh.
space armor on, where
I would be in the zone these days to play DBD.
power, because
We got Word and Cheetahs on here,
like those
I think.
times where you
No, Cheetahs
headshot
left.
someone
We got
and
Word on here.
when they jump you, and how one shots like any class, but then when you get into those 1v1s, it's like
The best way to
1
play
in
fun
5
games.
that you actually are able to hit that like point blank headshot.
When you hear Butt, you think of Kerbals. Is that the Kerbal Space Program thing? Or is that a
Just
person?
Blast you down.
I think I heard it from The Simpsons originally.
What happens when you headshot the heavy and he tells you?
Yeah.
Shot if it's full charge.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw some videos on that, but I've never played that game. Oh no, we're on the fucking Sixes nerd server.
What happens when you
No wonder we're on 5CP.
heavy?
I could maybe
You literally change the physics of
change
the game
server
with that shot,
because
so you can act for it.
she just gone anyway, so it's just me and Word. Let me think.
Get ready.
Atlanta? No. No, thank you. I just play on the Chicago servers. For you personally, when someone has done something wrong, you take in what they say and think about it. If I'm interrupted during that time, then you'll lose interest quicker, but also how they respond also depends on my reaction. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to be so fair and to be like so clear and like to be like, just tell me what the problem is type thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's not within my control. Yeah, some people are stubborn as fuck. This person is definitely stubborn as fuck.
Keep shooting. Keep shooting. I hate it.
Yeah, and like part of it is kind of like Earnest. Part of it is like,
Derek, how do you avoid shooting?
just like knowing that I'm gonna be sad for a little while, because it's something I didn't want to happen, obviously, but
End up shooting high. It's so annoying.
in a little while I probably won't feel sad anymore. I definitely won't feel as sad, at least. And eventually I won't really feel sad. But it sucks going through the part where you're feeling sad. You're always sad.
That's why I'm always afraid I'm not gonna get.
Just think of a few of your favorite things.
It ends up screwing me over.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly just try to take my mind off of stuff when it happens. And like, occasionally talk through it with someone if that's helpful. And then, after a little bit of time, I'll be fine again. And like, other people have been like supportive and stuff, which is nice. That makes a big difference. Especially because I'm still not great with it, but like in the past, I really would never talk about things that made me sad or like bad things that were going on. Until I eventually like I got really burnt out as a teacher and some other stuff happened. And I had to go to like a counselor myself before I became a counselor, that is, before I studied counseling. And then I like was like, oh wow, like people actually talk about this kind of stuff and other people understand it and relate to it, and it's not weird.
That one hurt. How did she have? She legit. I thought
You mean by how people responded to your Ernest?
that looked like a.
The therapist, do you think saying it is what it is to any emotional hardship is a good response?
That's what I thought it was.
I mean, there's this concept in therapy of radical acceptance, but I mean, it would apply, I suppose, in this case that I'm talking about, where basically someone doesn't want to be friends with me anymore, and makes me a little bit sad, but where it's a situation that you don't have much control over, and
Derek.
you might not like it. Obviously, that's probably why it's a therapeutic approach, but radical acceptance is just accepting that it is the situation, and that helps to like move on a little bit. So instead of being like, well, if only I could have done this or said this, which yes, I've had all of those thoughts, blah blah blah, you just go, I don't like this situation, but this is the situation for whatever reason, and then like look beyond that. So in a sense, that is a little bit of it is what it is.
I like what those two have.
I mean, I don't know if you'd say word for word it is what it is, but radical acceptance is the name of the thing where you accept a really difficult situation that you don't like in order to help your mental health and to help deal with it, basically. Something that I sometimes use with people who have like a medical condition or like a huge lifestyle change that's gonna, particularly if it's gonna be long term, like working towards radical acceptance instead of like why me type thoughts and all that kind of thing. And you know, it's one thing knowing it and like putting it into practice, I guess.
Like this. What is going on?
Alert, the final control point is being
Oh. If I was in your position, and especially it happening a few times, the person made up their mind already. Yeah, well, I don't know. It was like back and forth for a little bit, so it was confusing. Again, like literally, I'm still in the mindset. And again, it's kind of like my mentor's mindset of like never cut people off like 100%. It's a little bit dangerous because you can keep getting hurt by people, I guess. But I don't know. I guess if they were like, I mean, if they were like a rapist or something, that'd be a little bit different. But like even I don't know, even his approach to my dad, who some people know a little bit about, was like, don't cut them off completely. But it's easier with someone like that because I don't actually like him or care about him, so.
Those lobs are insane against other snipers because if you hit the headshot, you're basically one You don't really, do you think you can get
Well, it depends, I guess, how you're using it. Like, you don't want to take agency away from someone in a situation where they do have agency. But if they don't have very much agency in a situation, then, again, I wouldn't use these words, but it is what it is kind of part of the idea of accepting a situation that cannot, like, that literally cannot be changed in terms of, like, the examples would be, like, not getting a job. Like, you can't go back and change that. You already haven't got the job. Or, like, you have a health condition and, like, maybe there's currently no cure for it, or it's, like, maybe it's terminal or something. And going through that, like, acceptance.
It feels bad because sometimes you.
That's why you always sit quietly in chats or voice chat, for example. Wait, in the first voice chat, you get good understanding of a person? I don't know. People can be surprising, I think. But, yeah, I mean, I sometimes ignore bad signs of people. I don't know, I try to see the good in people. I try to be nice. But I don't know. I don't know if I would rather be that way and get hurt than to be, like, more cold and distant and all of that. I don't even know if I could do that. Like me for you, Leah. I've had to cut people completely, but it's never your go-to. It's more, you can cause issues in my life, even if I remotely let you stay in my life. Yeah, I mean, technically, I have no, like, contact with my dad. Or, like, I don't communicate with him, but, you know, if I go pick up my mom, for example, he might be in the house, and then we might exchange, like, hellos. But essentially, like, for all practical measures, he's not really in my life, and he doesn't know anything about my life to as much as I can help it. But at the same time, it's kind of like, in my brain, I know if he was, like, if he ever came to me and was like, oh, I changed a lot, and I don't, I'm sorry about things in the past, then I would accept that, and that would be okay. Anyway, I wasn't actually talking about my dad, that just kind of came up on the side. You're always quiet in voice chat unless you have some things in your head because you don't want to spew rubbish. You don't want to spew rubbish, A1. Sometimes you sing amusing songs. What was that thing you said when you were doing the gen? It was like, it's not much, but it's a solid work or some shit. That was funny. That made me laugh so hard. Yeah, it's tough because I don't want to judge people for, like, being difficult. Like, I went to a talk one time on, like, difficult people, literally, and like the guy was saying, like, you probably are someone else's difficult person because, like, maybe we all have, like, traits that are, you know, to an extreme can be bad, and that makes it difficult for other people, which is true. But, and again, like, if people are difficult, I usually am like, well, why is this person difficult, or why do they think this way, or like, why do they hold these certain views that affect their behavior in this way? So I try not to be judgmental. Leah judged me real bad too. You were mean to me one time, Ernest. You hurt my feelings. But it's fine now. It's not much, but it's honest work. That was the line. I'm your difficult person. I feel like I'm multiple people's difficult person on Uncle Topia. Yeah, I think my real problem is I need to really not get stuck on the, well, if only this, or if only that, or what if I said this, or blah, 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 because that really catches me in, like, the feeling of sadness. And if I don't think that way, then it probably helps a lot. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of, I don't know, you kind of think that, like, you grow up and you become, like, a person at, like, age 18 or whatever, and then you're an adult, but actually, no. Like,
That's like these two are.
I feel like at every stage of life, you're like, okay, I'm like a very self-aware person, and I know a lot of like my flaws and my weaknesses and my good sides, of which I have many. But I don't know. There's like literally so much learning you can do about yourself.
It's
crazy. And it's hard to even be aware of how much you don't know when, yeah, it's just something hard to be aware of. Yeah, you did. Hello. Yeah, I mean, it was something that was, like I said, I don't normally talk about things that make me feel sad. So that was one time I was talking about something that made me feel sad, and then how you responded to it upset me. So yeah. So you know, people with huge egos are the most insecure, Ernest. No, I'm not actually insecure for the most part. I was just kidding. But my ego is also me just kidding. I don't really have this big of an ego. You never make me upset? I don't think that you have actually, A1.
Alert. Our last control point is being captured.
That's why I said that other time that I texted you that I was gonna be away for longer from DVD, because I knew you had taken the most well and not be mad or anything. Fuck. Yeah. Some people really do take the way I bet, like, my ego seriously and like teasing people, which I don't blame them, because like, especially if you're on the internet and you come across someone on a server you never met. Like I was playing with Hook the other day and I kept criticizing his medic, but it was just like it wasn't real. And but some guy on server thought I was like actually being a dick to our medic and didn't know I was friends with our medic, and he was like, shut the fuck up, why don't you go medic? Blah blah blah. And so I instead of obviously getting offended, because that's reasonable, I said like, this guy's my friend, I'm just messing around. And then he like DM'd me later and he was like, you were so nice even after I told you to shut the fuck up. I was like, dang, if it's that easy to get him on side. But yeah, no, some people like really take my jokey ego seriously. And sometimes I think it's other people who maybe are a little bit insecure at times, perhaps. Why are you giving me a weird look?
Because I took you seriously.
Oh, right, yeah. Actually, that's funny. Ham was one of the people who took me seriously. When I started playing on OPS, Ham actually didn't like me because I was so arrogant and all of that. Like, he took it legit. So, Carrie and A1 say hi, by the way. No, yeah, Ham like legitimately didn't like me, and he was someone that I really liked, but considered like difficult at times because I would get upset, and we would like have real disagreements. But you know, that changed. Like that's a case where I think like that's a very clear case of me like getting to know someone better and them getting to know me better, and obviously there was a drastic change. But yeah, Ham initially did not like me, so it's funny. Neither did his brother, but I get on with all his brothers now. Yeah, a happy story. Yeah, honestly, this is gonna sound cringy as fuck, and I'm probably gonna regret saying it, but this friend that I'm talking about now, the last time that he did this to me, I literally was like, I am never ever going to like try and improve my relationship with people ever again, and people just are what they are, and I have no power over it. And then after that, I met Ham, and that completely reverted it again, and I was like, no, actually, people can like grow and change and work together. And that was a very nice lesson for my relationship with him. Who is pretending not to like you? Sometimes guys do that when they have a crush on a cute girl. Ham, were you pretending not to like me because you secretly had a crush on me?
No, I didn't like you.
Okay, thanks for clarifying. He says, no, I didn't like you. Yeah, sometimes I do slightly worry that, I mean, in terms of online relationships, I think I have most of my long-term friends that I'm gonna have online already. But you never know. I mean, I'm always making friends. But sometimes I do worry a little bit about people taking the way I behave a little too seriously. I don't want to give the wrong message. But at the same time, I can't help myself, and also it's super fun, so you know. God, that sounds like something I should worry about, Ernest. I'm a friend making machine. I do like being able to make a few friends wherever I travel to online.
Okay,
Like, Humphrey's part of the latest, like, you know, the latest shipment of friends. Like all the Uncle Topia people. Adam's on here too. I met him here. I literally like have people like I refer to like you guys like Ernest, Awan, Carrie and stuff. You're my EU friends, or sometimes my friends from CJ's if I'm like grouping people. At least originally. And then I have like the CSN guys who are my NA buddies who I played with since 2015-ish. We played in a competitive team together. I'm super duper close with them. Then I have my Uncle Topia friends who are all my new friends. And I have some friends from other places like Oprah's and all that good stuff. Andreas is a friend from Oprah's. Kind of cool. It's kind of cool also like having people here from all different places. You know, like, these are all the friends I made in all the different places. You're never gonna hear me talk this soppy ever again, by the way, so. Take it in while you can. I have so many friends. God, I started out feeling so sad and so bad at the start of the stream, but now I'm just talking about how many friends I have and how egotistical I am. You didn't find anyone by playing games? Well, Ernest, you're supposed to be nice to people in order for them to, like, interact with you.
I'd like to see, like, every Huntsman shot I take.
Yeah, well, you don't really play games that much, currently anyway, don't you? And then you kind of hung around on Twitch more, I think.
That's just what happens when you play Huntsman first. There, how do you sound? Falling out of ammo.
Fuck, why is there a medic? Ah! I thought if I went onto the bridge, they'd think I was going the other direction. I could get back to the health end.
I'm getting. Look at the bar. You see that? Every time on the right when it's hit, it's been like 2,000. This is such a weird hole. I don't usually there's just see these holes.
Oh yeah, true. Battle Royale games are so boring, Ernest.
I thought he was gonna go secret level. Hey, that can't be. I'm like 99% better.
Ernest!
All not been there.
It's funny, like the last time I got hurt by this person that I am discussing, I just started streaming too. I honestly think streaming was really helpful. Was like hugely helpful in me not being like, I mean, I was depressed for a while back then. Not just because of this person, by the way. I'm not giving them that credit, but I had a lot of stuff going on in my life back then. And streaming legitimately, I think, made such a huge difference at that time. It's kind of weird when I watch videos back from like around that time, whether it's streams or whether it's like YouTube videos. Because in all my videos, like, obviously none of them I'm like sad or anything, but some parts of that, some like that whole time period back then was so fucked, and I was so depressed back then. And then I watch my videos and it's just me like being sarcastic and shit and messing around with people, and it's like, what the fuck?
Thanks for the
There's no like accurate record of history.
Swiss cheese holes are artificial because modern day milk is too clean to make holes but won't change the taste.
So they just like cut out holes of cheese and throw it away? Thank you for the bits, by the way.
My scout.
You started streaming when you felt alone and depressed? I mean, I hadn't like clocked that I was like depressed. Because I wasn't like very aware of like my negative emotions back then. Well, not negative, but you know, let's just say negative emotions. And but yeah, I did start streaming, and it was huge. Because after I stopped teaching, when I came home to Ireland and was like all depressed and sad and stuff, there was like a period where I didn't know what I was going to do next. And so if I wasn't streaming, I probably literally would have driven myself insane with all my dumb, anxious thoughts. Instead, I drove you guys insane. But yeah, no, and I've always been like super appreciative of like anyone who like hangs out, especially like people who have been here like long term. Like, I won't start naming names because people will get offended if I leave any out. But people who've been here like long term or like come in and just talk for a while, it's like, again, I'm sorry, I'm in like a sappy mood and I'm gonna hate myself for being so sappy later, but honestly, I thought it was so crazy. Like, even if one person came in and like chatted and there was like one viewer in my stream, I was always like, why is this person in here talking to me when they could be doing other stuff? And I always thought it was so like crazy that people would do that, and so nice. Hi, Andres. I feel like a therapist shouldn't advertise making others go crazy. I mean, that's how I get my business. I inflict the pain and then I somewhat resolve it. Okay to be like a tree and be sappy. I know, but it's like, see, I can't go into Humphrey's stream and tell Humphrey to stop being a goober and stop saying like nice things and then also say nice things on my stream. That's hypocritical. You hitting up the wine aisle at your local grocery store to pick up chicks? Humphrey, what the fuck? They introduced stuff the bacteria can feed on and make holes. Oh, I see. Cool, cool. You always feel that way when people DM you? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's nice. It's like, it feels like such a thoughtful thing, or like, I don't know.
6 and 4.
Sometimes we feel like insignificant in this world. That's why I have to bully people in online games to feel like I have some kind of significance. And then it's really nice when people like, yeah, I don't know. I always think it's crazy. You meant DM rather than do? That was an unfortunate typo, Ernest. You often think, what do they want? I don't think that with most people, but I have had that thought sometimes with certain types of people because I'm sure Carrie can probably relate. Being a female online, sometimes you get people who like,
Tyler would be in a brown suit and
you know, they're interested in you because you're female. Like, it literally doesn't matter what your personality is. It might not even matter what you look like too much. As long as you like meet the X, it's XX for female, right? XX chromosomes requirement, then they're like, I'm talking to you. Or people who like buy you stuff.
What is my kill line button?
That's why I like, it's tricky for me, but because so there's been times like I have suspected or kind of had strong feelings that someone was like maybe interested in me, and then they like offer to buy me games and stuff. Usually I reject those because when I was younger and like naive, sometimes people would do that and then they'd be like really upset if you didn't like either play with them or like, you know, talk to them every day for 12 hours a day. Since most people stop when they don't get what they wanted. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because there are different phases, I guess, of life where people are more or less online potentially, or have different things going on, or have different interests in terms of the games they play or something, which can all affect to a degree how much you're interacting with certain people.
Putting my trust.
But as long as, like, you know, I'm very much like someone who, even if I haven't talked to someone for a while, I can usually pick up pretty much where we left off. It doesn't feel like the friendship has degraded in any way or deteriorated. It's the same with like in real life relationships. Like I've had some friends who like want to meet up constantly. I'm not really that type of a person, and sometimes they get a little bit offended by that. But then when we do meet up, like even if it's more spread apart, it's just as it always was. So in reality, though, Leah, people see what you've done and think you will do the same for them. Yeah, I mean, I think you have a similarity in a way, Ernest, that like if people know that you are well off and that you are supportive of people, then you are possibly going to pick up people who are looking for that part of you, in the same way that like maybe me and Carrie and other girls online, people are looking for the like, what they care about is that you're female again. It's like they might care about your money, let's say, for example. They might care about me or Carrie being female, and they want to like talk to you like for that purpose alone.
Yeah, it sucks for me. Everyone just thinks I'm so funny and cool. That's all they want out of me.
You guys are girls? What? Ew, I've been playing games with girls? Gross.
But trust me, thinking whatever.
You've really wasted that entire Uber to chase me.
What was the best moment of your life have been random meetups? You cut ties with people because they only became friends because you have some advantages in life and they want to leech on that. Yeah, it's hard because you have to be careful, you know, not to become. I'm talking about for me. I'm not talking about. I'm not saying you're jaded to anyone, but I have to be careful too, like not to become like too suspicious of people or too jaded or something because of like negative experiences of individuals. Let's say. See, Ham, you've got an ego too. How could you dislike me? You just dislike the parts of yourself that I reflected. But no, it's like me and Ham used to have like crazy disagreements and like I would get upset and stuff in the beginning.
I wouldn't get upset.
Yeah, you wouldn't get upset. Sure.
I was kind of stoic.
Boys get angry, girls get sad.
Boys get even.
Uh-huh. Your entire mod career is a lie. You're still in training too. What do you mean career? Your internship? I mean, obviously I'm generalizing. I'm sure plenty of girls get angry and some boys get sad. I get sad generally. I'm not very good at activating the old anger side. I mean, I do if I think about it long enough in the right way, then I'll get angry. But usually I just get sad. Damn. You know, 5CP, I'm actually not doing terribly. Like, I basically have a 1 KD. And 5CP is kind of good for rambling on and having no clue what is going on in the game. Yeah, I mean, everyone has their... I mean, this... Right. I first heard the word triggers or triggered like from anti-SJW type compilation videos back in like 2015 or something. But in the like actual therapeutic sense, like everyone has their triggers, like things that, you know, set them off, I guess.
It's just so weird. It's like I'm constantly running into his...
I mean, something that makes me angry, I suppose, like pretty much the only thing that makes me angry is if I see someone like bullying someone, particularly someone who's like either younger or just more vulnerable than the person that's doing the bullying.
This is truly honest around.
That usually is the thing that will get me angry.
I'm getting the weirdest.
Which is funny because sometimes people think I'm bullying people. But I'm not really.
What happens if you're going negative? Just go play.
Wake up, Andres. You've been in a coma for the last 5 years.
I'm actually kind of bad.
You're liking the dream so far? Yeah, I'm glad your stuff is going so well, Andreas. I'm glad you really liked the stuff you started doing. It's cool. That's why people call you woke. Why are we on pier? This is like the worst. What is this? Remind me never to play. Or what are we on? Chicago 2? Chicago 5? The fuck? Remind me never to play on Chicago 5 again. These are the maps they pick? What do I want to play? Could do Thunder Mountain or Upward or Frontier. Frontier, maybe. Is Pure a trigger? Pure is a trigger. It's my least favorite payload, I think. Swift Water is kind of up there. Well, no, actually Enclosure's worse. But we never play Enclosure, so I don't really ever count it among the bad payloads.
I'm like... that probably actually... Played one game while I was waiting. Sometimes you just miss because you're...
One thing I think I struggle with like the kind of stuff I'm talking about today is sometimes it's like you know how hurt you are by a situation and you're like, does this other person know how much this is hurting me? And if they do, then that also kind of hurts because you're like, why would they inflict that on you? Especially knowing that you wouldn't want to inflict that on them, you know what I mean? Like, damn. Gameplay wise is a pain. I might go like Huntsman or something. Personal pleasure. Ernest, stop it with your fucked up view of people. You're gonna fuck up my head. Yeah, I mean, I do think there are obviously people who get pleasure out of that. That's like really fucked up. Real fucked up. But I hope in most cases that that's not the case. I don't know, that would really hurt too. Like, it would really hurt to think that someone was getting like pleasure out of me being genuinely hurt. Like, not just, you know, messing around with level. But, you know, in a way I can kind of see that if someone perceives that you've hurt them, or, you know, some people are real paranoid or some people are real suspicious. If they like think that you've been doing things to hurt them or something, then maybe they'll like be retaliatory. That's the only case where I'm like, well, maybe I could kind of see that in more cases. I don't know. You think that guy is one of us? Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't really surprise me that much, to be honest. You're always paranoid nowadays. Yeah, I mean, another thing we talk about in therapy sometimes is so like we talk about core beliefs, and they're kind of beliefs formed through like childhood experiences usually, and usually it involves like how you see yourself and how you see the world. And so like potentially if you have like really negative experiences of relationships in childhood, like your parents are abusive or neglectful or something, then you're probably more likely to like mistrust other people or not form like strong attachment to other people or something like that. I mean, it could go a couple different ways, but so like I always try to be careful not to like let certain experiences ruin, if you will, my view of other people and all that kind of thing, and also of myself. So obviously sometimes when you interact with like a not so nice person, that can impact your self-esteem a little bit too. Your anxiety keeps you paranoid. I never thought I was an anxious person until I guess until I learned more about mental health. But actually I think I am quite an anxious person a lot of the time.
This server must be bad.
But, you know, I think I'm fairly okay with dealing with it in most cases, because I like studied and I'm a therapist and stuff, so, you know, I have better ways of dealing with it, I guess, than when I wasn't aware that I was an anxious person. You've grown up near remainings of a Nazi camp, so you just have a very bad opinion about some people, and I know some people are truly evil. Yeah. I mean, that definitely would have a big impact, obviously, like... It's hard when you're, like, literally, that's so, like, evil and vile. And if it's something that's around you all the time. It is, you know, every so often I read about something, again, we're going, like, down some fucked up nihilist route right now, but every so often you, like, read something or hear something in the news that's, like, literally so horrific. Like, okay, to give you an example, even therapists have a lot to learn. Yeah, of course. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit hard with being a counselor. Sometimes you kind of think, like,
I need to switch servers. This is ridiculous.
I know this is the thought, like, every counselor has, like, if they're going through something difficult or struggling with something, a lot of times counselors or therapists might be, like, kind of critical of themselves because they're a therapist, but maybe they're also struggling emotionally, or they're, like, having difficulty with mental health for a period or something. And then you have to be like, no, therapists are people too. That's okay. And like you said, yeah, you learn stuff all your life, really. It's not like you stop learning at 18 or 20 or 30. I think C.S. Lewis has a good quote that's something like, the man who has learned nothing between like 25 and 50 has wasted his life, or something like that. So yeah, something similar to that. I was on a story. Oh yeah. So I remember years ago I came across this thing on YouTube. It was like, must have been like at least like around 10 years ago maybe. And it was about these kids in America who had bullied this girl really bad that she tried to end her life, and she didn't complete it. And she tried, but she didn't end up successfully completing it, I guess you would call it. And the kids who like bullied her just like bullied her even more after it, and were like, you couldn't even do it right and this kind of stuff. And I was like, that is like the most evil, vile, disgusting thing. And they told her to like do it again. I can't remember at the end of that story if that person did kill themselves. I think they did, because these kids end up going to like court and stuff, I think, for some kind of charge, obviously. But it was just like, I could not comprehend like being so vile to like cause someone that amount of suffering, and for them to want to like end their lives. And then after they went through that experience, making fun of them for not completing it and encouraging them to do it again. It is literally, it's just, yeah, I know. But like, to go to that extent, to feel that is, it's like, honestly, it's so evil. It's like literally evil. Like, I'm not like religious, but there's no other word to describe it than evil.
It's just the hitbox is busted on it. It just doesn't hit where it's supposed to. Or it doesn't headshot.
I just can't imagine it. I feel so guilty and so horrible when I accidentally make someone feel bad, like through them misunderstanding a joke or something. I can't imagine like actively carrying out pain on someone else. It's crazy. I like to think that you're approaching me about the topic as a way of getting an outside opinion. Yeah, I mean, I always think, like, just because I, like, just because I'm a counselor doesn't mean I can completely solve things on my own. That's why I sometimes also talk to, like, let's say my mentor, or, obviously I talk to my mom sometimes about things. Sometimes I'll talk to my brother, obviously Ham, and friends as well. So, yeah, and the thing is too, even if you were like, let's say you were the best therapist in the world and you knew everything, the reason that people go to therapists is because, well, a couple of reasons, but some of the reasons people go to therapists is because the therapist isn't like close to the issue. They're not like biased in any way. They're not involved with that person or the other people in their lives. Like, they're going to basically a more maybe objective person who's not going to be like emotionally invested. Well, I mean, obviously, like, therapists feel emotion. We're gonna feel like sad for someone who went through something difficult, but they're not gonna be emotionally invested in any other way in what's going on. Whereas like, even if I'm a counselor and a therapist, if I'm very close to an issue, obviously like my mood is gonna affect how I think about it. Like, and other stuff that's gone on in my life is gonna affect how I think about it. So I need to talk to outside people as well.
I have nobody with anything.
Most controversial person in Francis. I won't lie, Ernest, I did partially speak to you about it because I know you are a little more harsh with, I don't know if harsh is the right word, but we have very different ways of thinking about friendships and relationships. And I'm not saying you are this guy or anything like that, but I thought you maybe might be a little closer to this guy than you are to me on how I imagine friendships and stuff, and I thought maybe talking to you about it would help me understand it and get your different opinion as well to like my usual opinion.
Why did he get Uber?
Nine's not on my friends list actually because what did he do? Nine's always doing stupid things, but Nine used to talk to me literally every single night, and then I think he really annoyed me a couple times, and I told him like not to say that shit. And then I think he stopped talking to me, and then because I never talked to him, he eventually removed me. He was on Oprah's the other day though. I was talking to him a little bit there.
I don't get how that was not a headshot.
But yeah, Nine's a troll, and Nine can be a little bit ruthless sometimes.
Where is all our healing?
Just no one, not even yourself. Thank you for that advice, Humphrey. Put it on a t-shirt and sell it as merch on your Twitch channel. You're harsh because you spent too long trusting people who didn't deserve it. Yeah, well, when do I get harsh? I do that all the fucking time.
You're not real. He didn't have the backpack either.
I literally feel like it's just part of my personality to be how I am with people in relationships. I think I can tweak it and manage it, but I can't like shift it to be the opposite of what it is. Soft exterior and soft interior. Excuse me, I do not have a soft exterior. Thank you very much. I mean, I think as I've gotten older, I've been a little bit more heart on my sleeve, but that definitely, like I said, wasn't the case at all before. I never would talk about things I found difficult or that made me sad or anything like that.
Any magnitude who are running out away from my team and they're not dying.
Rip to Ernest comment, not to, wait, rip not to Ernest comment to Nine story. Oh, I mean, I don't think neither me. See, that's a case where I don't think neither me. Oh, how am I saying this? Either me or Nine were really that affected by our friendship, like ending quotation marks, because I don't know. I don't think he was that invested in our friendship. I think he just liked talking to someone about whatever was going on and stuff.
I have one
and
shot. I have one shot.
Like Nine was fine
Who's coming out?
as well. I didn't mind talking to him here and there, but if he was annoying me, then it's like, okay, buddy. Neither of us, I don't think, were that sad about that. What happened 6 years ago, Ernest? Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I know, I guess you've told me a couple of different things, but I assume it's streaming related.
I don't even know how that affects.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely complicates things when people are like getting something out of you and affecting your trust that way. Oh my god, please just take us to a good map. Frontier or Upward, both are good. What do I want to play? I can play either. Yeah, Sylvian is another mod on Uncletopia, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know.
11 and 4, I'll take it.
Yeah, Humphrey's bound to know you. Darkmane, did you nominate that? I mean, that's definitely something like I always thought if I won the lottery or something, that would be the coolest part of it. Like taking care of people that you care about and being able to help people. It Again, this is sounding so corny. I sound like I'm in a pageant. If I won the lottery, I would spend it on the orphanages and the poor people who have no food to eat. I was trying to do some kind of generic American accent, but I'm not really sure how it came out. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fine, obviously, to protect yourself. It's like figuring out how to protect yourself to a healthy degree where you're not like, I'm not talking about you here, but where you're not like ruining potential relationships or friendships for yourself either, because you've become so like suspicious or like hardened or whatever. Like, that's probably the case with some of the people who've hurt you, might have, and then you don't want to become like them either, so. Because that'll also make you unhappy. Wait, what? Oh my god, Humphrey and Carrie both did it. Okay, let me think. I might turn my music down a little bit to get in the Valley Girl mindset. If I won the lottery, I would totally like feed the homeless and like create world peace. And I'd be like, Putin, you stop what you're doing, okay? Because I have more money than you now. And I could... Even on Discord, you're offline a lot, right? Or, no, I guess lately, usually you're kind of like away. Never want anyone to invite you to play and have to decline the invitation, you're too nice. No one was inviting you anyway, Humphrey. I'm just kidding. Sometimes when I'm watching demos for reports, I'll go offline. So that someone doesn't be like, because sometimes when I watch demos for reports, people are like, what server are you joining? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm just watching a demo for like 10 minutes. And then I'm exiting the game. I mean, it can be kind of scary to ask to play games with people, but I've been trying to do that more if I want to play with people in particular. I mean, just people I'm very comfortable asking, like any of the guys from CSN, like I said, they're kind of my most long-term closest friends in a sense. I feel completely comfortable asking them do they want to play, and I feel completely comfortable if they say no or don't reply, because I know the reasons are that people are busy or whatever, and that, or they want to play something else, they just don't feel like playing. But people I don't know as well, sometimes I can get a little bit more nervous about asking, I guess. Wait, what do you mean secret channel? Your coworkers have become very good friends of yours? That's good. Where you'll go out and join their company? That's awesome. Homo party when? Yeah, don't we have to play another board? Or did someone said we did play it at one point and I had just forgotten. But yeah, we should play Pummel Party again. Oh, right. Oh, right. Sylvian mentioned a secret channel. Oh, fuck that! Ugh. You have a funny clip from a demo you're watching, you'll post it in the super secret channel? I'll have to watch it. Yeah, there's a couple little mod channels. They said she'd make you a mod if I pocketed her, but I said no. Okay, Humphrey. Sure, that happened. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Sometimes you meet people and you just like click with them super well, and sometimes depending on what you're doing with that person or how much time you spend with them in a certain period of time really obviously affects how close they are versus someone you could have known for a super long time who maybe you just don't happen to click as well, or you spent like time more, your time with them has been more spread out maybe than someone you've been like with a lot. Ah, fuck these pyros! Damn, the car rolled down. Maybe I'll just go pyro until we push this up the hill and then swap back. Yeah, sometimes it's just like, or like sense of humor or something. See, that was I think a little bit of my problem with this friend. I feel like I had that like click thing. Made it tricky. Posted it. Can I watch it while I'm streaming, or will it have like dodgy things in it if it's from a report? I'm gonna assume it might be an after stream watch. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Clip watch party. I only have a game capture window, not a screen capture. I'm not showing you the Uncle Tobia mod section on stream. Huh. The pyro. So tragic. Banana split. I'm free. Yeah, that's right. Not so funny when it happens to you. Oh shit. God damn it, why are all these sports and natures and air blasting pyros on point? Could have been funny looking. I mean, I don't know. I think he had like a good side to him. I don't think he was just like a horrible person who happened to be funny. I don't think that's enough to convince me. I hope. God. Yeah, it did actually, Sylvian. Gift subs? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know, I consider you a friend because we play games together and we occasionally talk about things. And I don't know, I mean, I like having friends who have, you know, different personalities and traits and stuff to me too. Like, I think you and I are different in a lot of ways, but that's kind of, I like having diversity of friends, I guess, too. God, stop asking me these difficult questions when I'm streaming, Jesus Christ. The pressure. Hi, Lil Jum. Why would I consider you a friend? Anyone, I've told you a million times, I think you're so nice and I think you're funny. There. And you gave me the duck hat that you made for Pyro. That's the main reason. Which was years ago now, I think, right? Not difficult, it's straightforward. Ernest involves talking about your feelings, which we've already established that I don't like to do. Why do we call it an oven? I'm not sure. Funny looking. Okay, Ernest, I like you because you're my friend because you're funny looking. I already said! You don't need to tell me why you consider me a friend. I know I'm smart, funny, and so charming you like me a lot. See, Carrie has the right attitude to this. Just come up with your own compliments. I can hurt your feelings if you want. I didn't need permission for that actually, but just kidding. No, I already said. I said that, I mean, we played games together, we talk about stuff sometimes together, and I think you have some personality traits that are different to mine that I think are good to have in a diversity of friendship also. Do you want me to describe your personality, Ernest? Because I am not doing that. Years ago by now? Yeah, must have been like, I can't see, I guess you can't see when someone like gifted you something, right? That would be cool if you could. You can probably see like trade history somewhere. You know your personality, so no need. Let me see. If I type this, it comes up, right? Yes. 9th of January 2019. Holy shit. That's actually really early into when I started streaming. I started streaming like, I think it was the end of October or start of November 2018. So that's like November, December, January. That's like two and a half months maybe into me streaming, if even. Crazy. Damn. I didn't realize it was that old. Pre-COVID. The pre-COVID goods right here. COVID is so fucked up. Like, COVID's fucked up my 20s. Like, my perception of my 20s is all fucked now. Thanks, COVID. And I'm gonna be old soon. You don't play TF2. You could just, you could put it on an item showcase on his Steam profile. COVID improved your career. And that's all that matters, right, Ernest? You graduated uni? I don't know why I read that as dropped out of. Oh, it's because A1. A1's is right below it. I almost mixed them up. I graduated uni at the beginning of COVID. Nice. I dropped out a year before COVID. What was I doing? I was in the first year of my counseling master's when COVID struck. It was a year after I left teaching. Man, if COVID had been around when I left teaching and had like a bunch of other shit going on in my life, that would have been fucked. Thank God I'd like found something else to do by then. COVID made it difficult finding placements during my master's, but other than that, it didn't affect too much because my course is already partially online anyway.
Attention. 5 minutes left in the mission.
You continued your studies, you think you'd be more depressed? Yeah, I mean, if I continued teaching, I would have been totally fucked. Legit, I am not someone who likes to quit things like ever. So I literally pushed that as far as I could go with it. And I still felt horrible when I left it. But I literally know I was on my limit. I genuinely couldn't have done anymore. Not teaching in general is bad, but where I was teaching, the people that I was working under, the students were great. Like, that was a really good part of it, and actually made it harder to leave because I didn't want to leave my students. But yeah, the rest of it was fucked. Sad you're here and still depressed. Ernest! Depression let you find out you were trans, so yeah, depression. Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, when we're going through something like that, we have to explore what's causing it and like what changes we can make in our own lives. And it can be like obviously incredibly painful, but also sometimes kind of necessary, or like the catalyst for good change. Both can be true. Why did you just say livid, Lorik? Oh, nice. Jeez, Lorik, you're doing an awful lot of socializing lately. You're at a karaoke, now you're at a pub quiz? Shit. You got Back to the Future date wrong. Are you the Back to the Future expert in your pub group?
Stop the bloody bomb!
Yeah, I know some people who like are thinking of like moving state and stuff because all that at the moment. Very sad. Where's the scout going? I'm taking the deli. I'm out of here. Ooh. Where did he go? Oh fuck, there's another one up top. Fuck! You're usually good with dates. I think they'll probably cap it here. Oh wait, this sniper? Is this the sniper you're talking about? Where is he going? Where is he going? Fuck. Fuck! How is the sniper so far up? Alright. It's time to go the easy class. Oh, you were the closest. Lorik, we all make mistakes. What is that? You like Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, probably? Doesn't she have some song that goes like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has bad days. That's like all I know. and I don't even know if that was in the right order. But I assume that brought you some solace, me attempting to sing it. Yeah, Ernest. She said everybody. So what was the date and what did you say the date was? From now on, should I just make my TF2 stream tiles? Because I'm like out of ideas. I'll make it easy game, easy life for when I'm happy, and buh for when I'm sad. And then you know coming in which side you're gonna get. 6 of them Sylvian. I'm wearing my I-69 t-shirt today, actually. Speaking of 69. That's what I was wearing on stream earlier. It's kind of warm. I had been wearing like jumpers and sweaters, but getting into the time of the year when it's a little warm for that. Going back to the t-shirts. $85. And what did you say? In part 3, which year did they travel back to? Oh, you said 1895 and it was 85. Mark, you really let the squad down. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's pretty close. What matters is you got extra points and the other teams didn't, I assume. (1969) is when de Gaulle stood down as president. I don't even know who that is. Some French dude, I assume. Come on! Let me at him, let me at him. I'm lit as fuck. Shit! Some French dude? Yeah. You're French. I assume you like French dudes. He's probably some French dude. Welcome back, Josh. I've been moving away from being depressed. Well, sad, let's say. I get yelled at. Well, I got yelled at for using the word depressed in a non-legitimate sense, because I use it to mean sad. In casual settings. So now instead, what I do instead of saying I'm depressed is I say I'm really bummed out. I'm not. I'm pretty okay right now. But in a couple hours, who knows? Really depends how much I start ruminating on things. TBH. Yeah. I'm in spin. Don't you mean without the S? Well, I say it because, what is that movie? That's like, the movie where he's like, that's like your opinion, man. I think there's a couple times where he goes like, that's a real bummer, or bummer. And I like that phrase. I like going from saying I'm depressed to saying something extremely casual, like I'm bummed out. You are in pin? I don't get it, Leah. Spin without the S? No! Josh, stop misinterpreting me on purpose. He's got the quick fix, he got me killed! Oh, that's that other streamer. He was really nice. He streams TF2 as well. But I came across him on Uncle Topia and he was like super nice. He was like, oh, I've watched your streams before, yada yada. Then I hung out in his stream for a little bit after I was done playing. And he was like, oh my god, I can't believe you're in my stream. That's so cool. It was very sweet. See? Look at this. I have a reputation for bullying. Carrie was right. Was it Carrie that termed the name Bulia? Destroyed. He hit me with the bruh. You excited for the new Legend of Zeldas? I haven't played the past couple, so it depends what it's like. I wasn't really interested in like Breath of the Wild and all that shit. My favorite Zeldas were Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. So if it's like those, then yes. If it's like Breath of the Wild, then I probably won't play it. Then I probably won't play it. Are you excited for it, Josh? Are you feeling any better, A1? You were sick for a while, weren't you? You kind of wanted to stop. You stopped workshop stuff for a while because you were feeling unwell. Slowly but surely. I've been, speaking of health stuff, I've been, trying to eat healthy lately. It's been pretty successful so far. I'm never sure with, like, that kind of stuff because I obviously have a thyroid condition and, you know, that can make it harder, but I think my levels are pretty good at the moment. They've been kind of stable for a while and I have the right, I think, dose of medication to take. So, it's been going really well and I am happy about that. Oh, we have a sentry up here. I don't usually see that often. Oh, Jeff did it. Did you always build sentries up here, Jeff?
No.
Did you copy other people?
Testing out some new strategies.
Did you see this on Uncle Topi or did you just do it yourself?
No, I've seen sentry guns up here.
Okay, just checking.
I've played the game before.
Am I making you feel insecure right now?
Yeah, because I don't play it very hard.
I noticed you've been playing it more. No, it's cool. I think it's good. It's a good spot. Accidentally making people feel insecure. Whoops. Oh, shotgun. I should never have taught Adam to use the shotgun. Yeah, it's pretty strong when they can't push into tiles.
Barrel behind you!
I should ask people innocuous questions more often. Should nominate something, right? Should we do something, I don't know. Should we do something spicy like Dust Bowl or something chill? Think. This will help me think. God damn it! Don't shoot at me, Darkmane, when I'm picking my map choice, you asshole! Let's do bad water, I guess. Darn. Might start the Halloween grind soon. Yeah, that'd be good. Like, that'd be, that'd mean it would be like less pressure, right? If you started it now. What other, do you have like other, you're like a creative person, A1. Do you do any other like creating of things? Aside from workshop items?
Hold the line.
He was thinking about it. Are you kidding me? Ugh, word. Who are the first two? And how do I find their addresses? Oh, I see. What did she stream? Oh, cool. And then she stopped streaming? And then she met you and you were like, I can't have my women be out there for other men to see. Stop streaming.
Yeah, true.
Word said, yeah, Hi, Family Guy Funny Moments. Are you streaming right now? Nice. Yeah, makes sense. Like, when I started streaming in 2018, I used to stream TF2 like every single night, pretty much. Well, maybe like not immediately every single night, but after a little bit, I streamed it like every day, except maybe like one day I didn't stream. And then I have like, I still have my old schedule, I think in the Discord, in my Discord. Just FYI. I think I saw my old schedule up there and it would be like, one night I'd do TF2, one night I'd do like a horror game, one night I'd do like Jackbox, the good old times. Shut up, Darkmane! Yeah, no, I actually really enjoyed streaming then, and both when I did only TF2 and when I did like more variety type stuff but had a schedule. And then yeah, life also happened to me. The crazy family stuff happened. It was COVID stuff kind of during the period where I moved off of my schedule. And yeah, just studies and then work and more family stuff. But yeah, now it's kind of good because I'm in my own space basically with just my with just Ham and my brother and
one more.
and our hamster. And yeah, I finally have kind of a set schedule now. Like my schedule's been like so crazy. Well, not crazy, like it's been manageable, but it's just been like changing fairly regularly. But now I have a fairly set schedule that it's a bit easier to like figure out when I want to stream or like when I can fit streams in and stuff than before. And I'm hoping, for the love of God, because my life has been so unstable since I went to university. I like lived in a different country every year for a couple of years. I did like one career, I did a different career. I studied a couple different things. I moved countries again. I just want to do like one thing for a little bit and not have anything too crazy happen for a little while. Because it's kind of hectic otherwise. It's fun, but it's like just too much after a while. Wait, what does get boring? Having a schedule? You've only had work and stuff for like a decade? Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess it's getting the equilibrium. I don't think I have the equilibrium. I think I still have like too much going on. Like anytime I talk to anyone about like the Herjas or anyone about what I've done in the past 10 years, they're like, holy fuck, how did you do all that stuff? Because yeah, like I did in the past decade, I've done an undergraduate, 2 masters, and a postgraduate certificate. I've been a teacher and I've been a counselor. I've lived in Ireland, I've lived in England, I've lived in Belgium. I got engaged. I visited America, obviously.
You.
I don't know about that. And yeah, I mean, I've worked in like charities for suicide and depression, and then I've worked with children in schools, and then I've worked with LGBT stuff, and now I'm a businesswoman. Yeah, now I'm self-employed. Not exactly like private because I work with agencies at the moment, but I can go private a lot easier if I want to. But yeah, it's just been like the past 10 years. Oh yeah, and then I 10 years ago, I wasn't even playing TF2. Like, in the past 10 years, I know gaming is a bit different, but I've also, like, played competitive, like, Highlander with you guys. Started streaming, like, making YouTube videos, all of that within the past 10 years, too, which I never did before that point, so, it's like, damn. Let's just, like, chill out for a little bit. Are people talking about their ages in chat or something? You guys are all old. Adam is probably talking in VC.
Old people.
Wait. No, wait. They're on my team. I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah, and I didn't really think until I literally like thought about like I've done like 30's the new 8.
You're like you're on the edge of death.
Um.
Yeah, I know. You can tell that.
Yeah, it wasn't until I like sat. Well, I didn't sit down. It wasn't like a moment where I sat down and thought about what I did. I have to mute or ban this person now. Why do people do this when I just want to play the game? Just mute him. That was a dumb comment. Ugh, you know what I hate now, Sylvian? It like, by default, when you press like the command in Discord, it goes to like the fucking wrong bot and it's so annoying. Give me the cat bot, please. Thank you. It works. It just doesn't, the bot works. As you can see. Here.
How did I just die?
It just, the bot works, it just doesn't like, it just doesn't tell you in the Discord that it's done it, but it does do it. Yeah, I know, isn't it crazy, Word?
You guys are off the frets.
Like, like 2 years from now, we'll have known each other for 10 years. How fucking crazy is that? But it is, I mean, it kind of makes sense in my head too, because when I think about when I joined CSN, I joined there because of a Mr. Palvin video. And I didn't even use mic back then. Like, can you imagine me without a microphone? Jesus Christ. I was too scared to use mic back then. I remember joining CSN and seeing Bird on there talking to like a bunch of other people, and I was like, wow, it's so cool. Like, they all seem so like comfortable with each other and they're all like friends and stuff. The idea of online friends was like a foreign concept to me at this point. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. It'd be cool if I had people like that. That sounds kind of sad when I say that, but that was the thought I had. And I was like, oh, I'll never be like brave enough to use mic. I definitely thought I would never play competitive. I was like, I'll never be good enough to play competitive, but I'm sure a ton of people think that. I hear people still say that these days. It's like, you don't really have to be of a certain level to play competitive. There's divisions for that. But, yeah, and then, yeah, then it's crazy to think there was a point where I was too scared to speak on mic. And now it's like,
Now you speak a bit too much.
now I speak a bit too much, apparently. And I like stream and everything. Crazy. I definitely never would have thought I would do stuff like this back then. And now, obviously, it's not really a big deal at all. I know. I'm legit so excited. I met, you know, I think you know that I met like CJ and some of my European friends at Insomnia last August. There was that LAN that like Banny went to and stuff. And that was really cool, but I legit, I'm so excited to meet like the CSN guys in person at some point. It'd be so cool. Krieger was gonna do that like LAN at his house years ago, but never did. That was kind of when the CSN server died, unfortunately. And then he moved house and stuff, so. But I think it'd be so much fun. That would be so epic. This is why, like, I literally, Word was like looking up flights. I was like, how much money do I need to have? If I was to go to this, how much money do I need to have? Because I was like, if of all the other CSN guys meet up and I don't, I am gonna be so fucking sad. Yeah, no, that's true. I'm sorry, Word, but your wedding has to be about us now, not about your wife. No, it's funny because when I met up with CJ and the Euro guys that I know in Birmingham at the Insomnia LAN, one of the guys was like, Leo, are you gonna invite us to your wedding with Am? And I was like, I never thought about that before, but I guess.
I'm the strongest alpha male.
Damn. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's your wedding day, Word. What do you mean by diverse? You mean it's not all white guys? I'm the diversity in our group. Great. White female from Ireland. No, we do have some diversity. She doesn't mirror the diversity in CSN. Yeah, in terms of real life friendships, A1, I have a friend, we met when we were 11, so that's, holy shit, that's like 18 years. Ugh, crazy. That's disturbing to think about. Soon to be 19 years. Well, 18 and a half. One of her friends was talking about how he couldn't play outside when he was a kid on clear days because of drone strikes. Holy shit, that's scary. I mean, this isn't comparable to your story, but I do remember when I was kids, like when I was a kid, the British Army was still in Northern Ireland, like they still were like patrolling and shit, and I lived in an IRA area, so it'd be like army helicopters landing in the field next to us and stuff, and me and my brother just thought of them as like extra police or something. We didn't really get that they were like army soldiers, and I thought every country had like soldiers that would just like patrol the streets or whatever. I just thought it was normal. But I remember one time my brother used to like, he hated wearing like tops and stuff as a kid, so he'd just like go out and play like without a shirt on. And I told him one time an army helicopter landed in the field next to us, and I told him they were here for him for like indecent exposure because he didn't have a top on. I mean, I didn't know the term indecent exposure because I was a child, but that was the vibe. And, but yeah, there used to be like soldiers patrolling with like their like proper guns and rifles and shit. Like just walking down the street that I would like walk home from school, like primary school. Which, and at the time it didn't seem crazy to me because I thought, again, like I thought every country had this and it was normal. But obviously as an adult looking back, it's like, geez, that was pretty crazy that we had like the British Army patrolling like where we lived. And it was even crazy, obviously, for my mom when she was growing up. Oh, he moved to Ireland, nice. I have a friend from Pakistan as well. But yeah, when my mom was little, they were going through like an army checkpoint, and I think like gunshots or what they thought were gunshots went off. So like the soldiers took my mom and her brother out of the car, and they would have been like little kids, like probably, I think like under 10. And they held them in front of them so that like they wouldn't get shot at. Like the British soldiers held like 2 Irish kids in front of themselves so that they wouldn't get shot at. Crazy times. I hope they told that war story back at home. Yeah, it's so fucked up. So weird.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
Is there a teleporter? Maybe it's in tires. Why is Blob back here? Let me get the telly, let me get the telly. Yeah. You couldn't stop me, Blob. Too late. Wait, that's not Blob. They had the pink fox mask, so I thought it was Blob. Well, the taunt's still justified. He's this huge Pakistani dude, but has an Irish accent, lol, as well. Yeah, I watched a video about like, it was a while ago. I watched a video about like, I guess people of color in Ireland. And it was kind of funny because I don't have any black Irish friends. I have like a friend who's like Indian ethnicity and she has like an Irish accent. But it was this video that it was like mostly black people who had like really strong Irish accents, and it was kind of strange hearing them speak.
Mission begins in 60
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, one of my friend from Pakistan is really was really cool too. I met her at university, and we're still Facebook friends. But she had an arranged marriage to her parents. I think were cousins, and they were an arranged marriage. And then when she was with us, she was only like 18, and she was already in an arranged marriage to like an older man, which she was fine with, and I guess still is fine with. But obviously that was quite strange for us. Where's Corey? On the enemy team. Corey Humphrey says hi.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
And she was telling me about driving in Pakistan. I don't know if your friends ever talked to you about this word, but she's saying like how crazy it is. And she says that like if someone's like in your way, people will regularly just like ram a car or something. Like she told us there was this old man who like wouldn't move, and she just like bumped against his car to get him to move with her car. It's like, what the fuck? Corey said, hello, Humphrey, and a heart. Well, that guy's corpse just ate my rocket, I guess. I don't know how good your eyesight is, Humphrey. Instead of a pumpkin seed.
I didn't know you knew the difference.
What is 6?
How's that one song go?
Good night.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
I love you too. You didn't hear that on stream. God damn, it's so close. Maybe I'll just go pyro and drop off the roof and shut up. I'll drop off the roof and air blast. Yeah, most of the time, well, yeah. Most of the time, ends up going to bed for me. Sometimes I go to bed for him though too. And sometimes it's at the same time. But yeah. Don't listen in on our bedtime. Wait, that doesn't sound right. Don't listen in on our nighttime. That also doesn't sound right. Don't listen in on our good night rituals. There we go. I found the words. Yeah, CJ added a few more emotes recently. He's got that it's really creepy one. Hold on. Do I still have it? I think my sub ran out today. I got gifted. Humphrey, do you have the one where he like looks at the screen? That one's freaky looking. Me on my way to clip Leah saying I love you. Fuck's sake. Humphrey. Yeah, that one. So creepy. That one's creepy. It's so disturbing. Why is he looking at us like that? You should, you could probably play MVM with him sometime, Word. I don't like playing MVM, so I don't generally join his MVM games, but you don't play DBD, so you couldn't join our DBD games. You could if you played DBD. You should come hang out and chat, though, sometime. I was talking about you the other day again, because every so often when we talk about, like, how we all met CJ, I'm always like, yeah, I watched one of his videos and I thought he was really obnoxious and annoying. And then I talked to you and you're like, no, he was on my Highlander team in America. He was pretty cool. And then I watched him again and then I liked him. Damn. Yeah, he streams... Well, I mean, he streams pretty long, but I guess it would... Yeah, because you're West Coast, it would still be when you're in work. Usually he streams like from like 11 or 12 till... Sometimes it can be as late as like 7, depending on what he's streaming and stuff in the day. He streams on the weekend too. He streams Saturday and Sunday. I play DBD with him on Saturdays usually if I'm gonna. About his DVD day. I have played MVM with him before, but I'm not super into it. Back when he played casual, I played casual with him a few times on the stream, but he hasn't played casual in a real long time. Maybe if they added contracts, he would do casual again. I think I could see him doing it. I really want them to add contracts. Can you imagine how fun it would be, Word, if all the CSN gang were doing our contracts together and casual? Good time. It's been so long since I played casual, like, in any serious way, like maybe once or twice here or there, that it's gonna be weird when it's like Halloween or something we play casual again. Ew, I can't remember if I posted it in the CSN Discord, but there was like, someone was like had on the workshop this like contract ticket with like 1,000 like contract ideas, and people were like voting it up in the hopes that Valve will add it in the summer update. I don't know that they will, because I don't really think that fits within the parameters of what they said for the summer update, but it'd be so cool if they added contracts. It'd be so much fun. It's so annoying. They like released a contractor, and then with it, it was like, sorry, my mind blanked for a second. With it was just like, oh, more contracts coming soon. Like, we'll keep it updated, blah, blah, blah. Hello? My favorite contracts, I think, were actually the ones that, like the gunmetal ones and stuff. Back when they first introduced weapon skins. And you could only get skins on specific weapons. It wasn't like you got war paints. What is going on with this pyro? How did I live? That was crazy. His Dragon Fury was just like countered by my air blast every time. I'm gonna run out of, oh no, we're good. Oh yeah, probably can. I was just kind of moving him back. I guess maybe he was trying to time it so I didn't reflect his Dragon Fury, but then I ended up like air blasting him and throwing off his aim, I think. But begging your Sims to upload that I was not, first of all, although you may be my Sims, I was not begging you. I just said, I think I said, can we vote this or something? Can we like this? Whatever the process is. Fuck, I missed the last one. I was gonna reflect the last rocket, but I fucked it up. My music stopped a while ago, I kinda didn't notice. Back to the start. Actually, there's other playlists. There's other videos. This is like classical lo-fi number 5, so I could probably go to a different video and hear some different classical lo-fi. Oh yeah, tomorrow's a bank holiday actually, because it's the coronation, right? So I can probably talk a little later than normal too, which should be nice. Ireland gets that off too? Well, I'm in Northern Ireland, so we're in the United Kingdom. Humphrey. The Republic of Ireland, I don't know. I don't think the Republic of Ireland is having a holiday tomorrow. That wouldn't make any sense. Alright, hopefully I saved our medic or something from getting chased down by a Dragon's Fury. English, sorry. Them's the facts. Are we talking shit of the new sovereign of the UK, His Royal Majesty Charles? I'm not even looking at my screen because I'm reading this shit. Charles the Third of England. Please never type third like that again. Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Yeah, we were talking about how it's the coronation tomorrow, so it's a bank holiday, so I can be loud because no one's got work. I mean, I do have work because I'm self-employed, but not very much, actually. Just one tomorrow. Not till later. I also have work. I actually have work most days this week, but literally only for like an hour or two. Really light week this week. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was gonna ask, do you have like bank holidays in America? Like here we have like a couple of Mondays across the year that are off because like, what, the banks are closed or something? So it's a holiday for the banks, but then everyone just gets it off? I don't know. Something like that. In American. Swiftwater or Lakeside. Fuck. Do you actually not have like, oh, we do, but most people don't get them off. Wait, why? I'm pretty sure probably not everyone gets them off here. Like I imagine like hospital staff still have to work, but like, I wasn't making fun of hospital staff. I was just saying that I was kind of imagining what it would be like. It was just like the doctor nopes out of there. But other than that, I think most people get them off here. Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. It's kind of like being on call. That's what, like, so there's some, like, online, you know, obviously exploring, like, self-employed work and private work and stuff as a therapist. I've looked at some stuff, and I'm sure you've all heard of BetterHelp, from their controversies. But when I was, like, looking at various things... Oh, Family Guy Funny Moments. Thank you for the raid. I still appreciate it. I hope you had a good stream. But I was saying, like, I know for customers or like potential clients on there, they advertise like, oh, you can text your therapist at any time, which I think the therapist can choose to set as their mode of working or not. But I just think that would be like so...
Go the Rangers.
I don't know. I don't think I mean... Oh, thank you so much for the sub, Family Guy. Appreciate it. So generous. With that, I don't know. Like, obviously, if I'm working with a client and like, especially, you know, like if I have a suicidal client, for example, and they're having like suicidal ideation or like they're thinking of like carrying out an act, then obviously I expect my client to like call or text me or whatever. But, and I would obviously take that. But I don't know, having like the BetterHelp thing of like you can text your therapist at any time, kind of like about anything, I think would be not very enjoyable as a therapist. Because then you kind of are, in a sense, on call at any time, weirdly. Like, you know? That would be, I prefer having like a more set thing. You just get a text, it's like, what's your favorite pizza topping? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't really feel comfortable with like text therapy type stuff. I think online therapy is okay because some people literally have anxiety to the point where they don't leave their home, and so you maybe need to start online therapy with them. And then, yeah, I mean, I think face-to-face therapy is the best, but online therapy is definitely workable. In terms of like, particularly if they're webcam, like sometimes you have to do telephone therapy too, which is fine, but not as good as the other two, obviously, because there's like a lack of body language and everything. But like text therapy, like on BetterHelp, I know they can have like, you can do like 40 or 50 minute like text sessions with a therapist. And that's like really weird to me because not only do you not have body language, you also don't have like tone or anything. Like just strange, and things can be so misinterpreted in text, as I'm sure we online people know, that it just seems like such a bad idea to me. Yeah, I think they had an issue. I don't think that's the case anymore, but I think there was some kind of issue with like back when there was a big controversy about them. That was the case. I don't think that's the case anymore because I've looked at their website and stuff, and you have to have you have to be not only like qualified, but you also have to be accredited with certain bodies. You have to give them your membership number and all that stuff. So I think they fixed that part of it, but the texting I think is weird. Yeah. You need to with your warrant officer and sector chief if you'll be able to get a couple days in September for LAN. Oh yeah. I just think like at that point, you probably may as well talk with an AI therapy bot that they have these days. Yeah. Well, the funny thing is that you say free, Humphrey, but little do you know, you have quite the tab back here. ChatGPT therapy world ends. I mean, I'm sure, like, I've, like, not for my, like, personal use, but I've looked at and tried, like, therapy chat apps and bots and stuff before, just to see what they're like and what kind of stuff they provide. Like, at the minute, it's mostly, the ones that I tried at the minute, it's mostly, like, they give you kind of resources or redirect you to resources. Like, let's see, like a CBT, not the CBT you guys are thinking of, worksheet or, like video resources and stuff like that. And then they might say like very generic, like therapy type things. So it's obviously still not really the same as talking to a human being at all. Cognitive ball torture. Oh yeah, I am not like at all paying attention. Believe me, I can't snipe when I'm talking. And so it's kind of just like, I went sniper because I don't like Swiftwater and it's the only class I like to play. But I might swap to scout or something because I don't snipe whenever I'm talking. I can only snipe well if I'm quiet. And usually when I'm streaming, if I start sniping, I don't talk for ages, but I kind of want to talk, so. Yeah, sometimes I can top score in Swift when I'm playing sniper and I'm focusing. But I'm not really in that zone. Oops. You know the way sometimes, I'm sure everyone has this to an extent. Sometimes you're like, the game is the priority and you're like focused and really paying attention and everything. And then there's the zone where like, I couldn't even tell you what's happened in the past like 3 games, but you're kind of just like playing along at like a mediocre pace or worse. And the game's just kind of there. That's the zone I'm in at the minute. I actually was thinking of stopping after Badwater because I wasn't particularly keen on playing Swiftwater. And I might take a break or something. I don't know. I might play a little more off stream later. I'm not sure. God damn it. Should I quit now so it looks like I rage quit for this guy? Look at all the people we have on our team. Tito, Richard, Corey, Darkmane, Jiff. It's a real party. I think I actually might stop now. I am not at all like focused on the game anymore, and I don't really want to finish Swift Water either. But streaming was really fun, actually. Thank you for hanging out, and thank you for the bits and subs, all that good stuff. It actually did help my mood a lot. As you know, well, as some of you know, my mood was pretty lame when I started, so it helped